I would like you all to imagine. Imagine that you are going out with your friends. Maybe you haven't seen any of them in years, and you're really looking forward to it. You've all agreed beforehand to meet at this new restaurant that's just opened. I would like you to think about every part of that journey. From the moment you pick up your keys to leave the house, to get into your car or to use public transport. Think about how you get there, whether you park or whether you walk. Now imagine, after having met up with your friends, you encounter a barrier that is built specifically for you. No one else in your group can see this, but it prevents you from accessing that same restaurant, that same experience as everybody else. For me, standing here as a visibly disabled person, this is something that I and billions of people, nearly 2 billion people around the world deal with every single day. And from the moment I grew up, there were these barriers to the point where I began to think, is this world meant for me? If I'm encountering barriers in school, where it took the school 3 years to put ramps in, all the way through to college, where I thought, like many of us, after sometimes harrowing secondary school, you think I can reinvent myself. I can be with people who see the real me. And you meet these friends, and you all agree, let's all get to know each other better and go to meet at a restaurant. I think, fantastic. This is great. I've never really been out in Dublin before. Until I arrive at the restaurant and I find on Dublin's main street that it's up a flight of stairs. And I'm left here almost dumbfounded that I hadn't had the foresight or the forethought to communicate to my friends ahead of time about my needs. And my friends thought the same thing. But nobody could say anything. Nobody knew what to say. Nobody knew what to do. To the point where, instead of me doing the sensible thing and saying, hey, let's go somewhere else, doesn't matter where, somewhere we can all enjoy, I asked my friends to carry the frame up the stairs. And that left me dragging myself up the flight of stairs. And it's this experience, along with so many others, that really led me to think there has to be a better way. There has to. And so I built out a company called Access Earth. And yes, everyone always says the name is a great name, and it is, because it does what it says on the tin. But it's about more than that. It's about information. It's about freedom. It's about independence. Through the mobile app, anyone can rate restaurants, hotels, coffee shops, museums around how accessible a place is. Because that's what everyone needs, an equal opportunity for information, to have that same experience as everybody else. Now, let's fast forward a couple of months. I just set up the company with my co-founder, Donal, who's in the audience tonight. And we have been given our first award. And we're told to go to this restaurant to accept it. And I think, great, it has a lift, brilliant, no bother here. I get told by the organizers, the lift is out of service, so you'll need to use the stairs. So I've got my co-founder graciously carries the frame downstairs, but each time checking if this is something that I'm okay with. What can I do, what can he do to make my experience more comfortable? And that's something that he does all the time, and something I greatly appreciate. But even when we get down there, the barriers still continue. We're told that there's no ramp up to the stage, but a single step. And would you be able to get up on the stage, they say. And I say, no, no. You'll have to do something else. So what was left was essentially us going and celebrating our award in amongst the table and chairs with everyone else, with the MC basically saying, yes, we realize the irony of it giving an award to a company that's about solving a problem that we didn't have the foresight to think of ourselves. Because that's it. It's disconnected thinking. And that's what we aim to solve, is to make people more aware. Because the world isn't built for everyone. The world is essentially built for mid-20s right-handed males. And last I checked, that is not the majority of the world's population. So with what we do and what we stand for, the message I want to give to you is simple. I encourage you to be more aware of accessibility and of disability. Because if I told you that 80% of these needs are invisible, that it's not just a wheelchair user, to think about the people in your lives and the challenges that they face every day, and how can you improve that? How can you help with that? Also, that 85% of all disabilities are going to be acquired during your working life. So it's not just about your friends and family that you need to work with, it's your employers, it's your staff, it's everyone around you. Because in the end, I mean, according to the United Nations, we're all going to spend about 7 years of our lives directly living with some form of disability or accessibility need. And for this, when we have this awareness, we need to take that, we need to harness it, and we need to really bring this forward. We need to turn up for everybody. We need to be an effective ally. And this word has been thrown around a lot, but it essentially means a few simple things. Treating everyone equally. When you see someone struggling, or what you perceive as struggling, treat them with competence. Don't rush in and seem to think that you know best. Stop, think, introduce yourself. Treat them like you would anybody else, and ask, how can you help? But finally, I also want to mention that we shouldn't have to accept the way the world is. We should collectively, it's all our responsibility to make it better for everyone. And we can do this by, yes, you can use the app. It's a very practical way. But what if you're a business owner and you don't know where to start? That's okay too. What's the important thing is that you acknowledge that accessibility, that universal design, it's a journey. And it's a journey that both I, our team, and the incredible disability community at large is here and more than willing to help you on that journey. All we want to do is to feel that we have everyone fighting with and for the same thing. Because you want to advocate with the disabled community, not for it. Because in the end, we're all human, we all live in the same world, and we don't want to live in a world that we feel is not built for us. Everyone should be able to access Earth. Thank you.